An open letter to the class of 2019. Here's something many of you might remember from your own childhood. When I was a young girl growing up in El Paso, I used to love to go into my mom's closet and look at the rows of shoes she kept there. My favorites, of course, were the high heels. I would take them out and slide my little feet in and strut around the room as much as I could, dragging my feet to keep the shoes on. I couldn't wait to grow up so I could wear her shoes for real. Unfortunately, I grew out of those shoes before I was old enough to actually wear them. When I was finally old enough to wear high heels, I had to go out and buy my own. And those shoes weren't the only thing I had to go out and get for myself. Education, a home, a job, my own family, because that's how it works. We grow up in the shadow of our parents' lives, but we go out and figure out what our lives look like, and we do that. And in the course of creating our lives, we work out our own way of doing things. Those things might look similar to the way our parents or their parents did it, but it's still all ours. You better than anyone understand your own heart, your own dreams and wishes, your own desires. You are coming into the adult world with your own set of memories and experiences vastly different from the ones I had. You've never known the world without smartphones or Netflix. You didn't watch the planes hit the towers, but you've lived with the result in a multitude of ways. You've never known a world without the internet, Tickle Me Elmo, Google, or disposable contact lenses, yet not a single one of those things existed when I was your age. So why would anyone expect you to live the way I have? And I certainly can't tell you how your life should look or will look. You're inheriting a world vastly different from the one I did. And for some of that, I apologize on behalf of my generation. But still, I challenge you to become leaders in this world you're inheriting. Fix what is broken. Enjoy what we got right. Make it beautiful. Whether you work in corporate America, run your own business, raise a family, whatever you decide to do, I challenge you to actively seek to be leaders, but not just any old leaders. You have the chance to change the way things have been done for so long, no one can really remember how they started. Don't be the leader who perpetuates the status quo. Be the leader who transforms it. A transformational leader is as unlike a conventional leader as Red Dead 2 is from Atari's Pong. And yes, I had to look up one of those. You'll probably have to look up the other one. In the final lecture I will ever give you as your teacher, I would like to offer you 3 fundamental truths, not at the exact same time, concerning transformational leadership. No need to take notes. The video will be available whenever you need to review. Number 1, transformational leaders accept the invitation to do the work that needs doing, even when the odds seem stacked against them. They believe in the power of collaboration and community. They answer the call to make a difference, regardless how small they must start. Margaret J. Wheatley writes, "It is possible in this time of profound disruption for leadership to be a noble profession that contributes to the common good. It is possible, as we face the fearful complexity of life-destroying problems, to experience recurring moments of grace and joy. It is possible, as leaders of organizations, communities, and families, to discover deep and abiding satisfaction in our work if we choose not to flee or withdraw from reality. It is possible to find a path of contribution and meaning if we turn our attention away from the issues beyond our control and focus on the people around us who are yearning for good leadership and engage them in work that is within reach. It is possible to use our influence and power to create the islands of sanity in the midst of a raging destructive sea." Number 2, transformational leaders are willing to be the change they wish to see. I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted and behold, service was joy. This short poem by Rabindranath Tagore has hung in my office for years as a reminder that true leadership is not about me. It's not about you. It's about service. Being a transformational leader is about seeing what needs to be done and doing the work, not for accolades or attention, but to leave the world a little better than you found it. Transformational leaders act from within, not without. Monica Sharma explains the difference between a conventional leader and a transformational one. She writes, "The conventional leader is expected to deliver results related to stated goals of the organization. In some organization, The leader may be expected to deliver results at any cost. At any cost. Transformational leaders, however, work inside out, sourcing their inner capacities to generate results at home or in the workplace. They operate by embodying universal values, not just talking about them. They are wise, ethical leaders in action. Wherever they engage, they are attuned to others and create a resonant space for transformation and communication. The universal values Sharma mentions here are dignity, compassion, fairness, and courage. But I remind you, you also know your personal values and stand in them in everything you undertake. Your integrity is yours to protect. We've had enough of leaders who have only their own desires in mind in everything they do. Leaders more interested in economics than the environment, protecting their bottom dollar rather than the lives of children in classrooms, claiming some distorted sense of family values while paying off their mistresses. True leaders, transformational leaders, work for change regardless how difficult the change may be, even if that change might not benefit them individually. Brené Brown says that living our values means that we do more than profess our values. We practice them. We walk our talk. We are clear about what we believe and hold important, and we take care that our intentions, words, thoughts, and behaviors align with those beliefs. Stay aligned to your values. Number 3. Transformational leaders are not afraid to be vulnerable. We live in a society that often glorifies the hero as the one who never cries, or never shows emotion, or cracks under pressure. That's not a hero, that's a robot. We need leaders capable of feeling deeply and who are not afraid to express those feelings when necessary. We need courageous leaders. Remember this, courage is not the lack of fear. It's doing what needs to be done in spite of that fear. Returning to Brené Brown, she says that integrity is choosing courage over comfort. Without the courage to feel our vulnerability, we become brittle, unbending, unwilling to step out of our comfort zones and initiate real change. The transformational leader understands that vulnerability is the root of all real change, the catalyst of creativity, innovation, and incredible earth-shaking paradigm shifts. Really, what all 3 of these truths come down to is this: lead from the heart as much as the head. Lead from a place of love and you'll never go wrong. There are 2 kinds of intelligence, Rumi tells us. There are 2 kinds of intelligence, one acquired as a child in school, memorizing facts and concepts from books and from what the teacher says, collecting information from the traditional sciences as well as from the new sciences. With such intelligence, you rise in the world. You get ranked ahead or behind others. In regard to your competence in retaining information, you stroll with this intelligence in and out of fields of knowledge, getting always more marks on your preserving tablets. There is another kind of tablet, one already completed and preserved inside you, a spring overflowing its spring box, a freshness in the center of the chest. This other intelligence does not turn yellow or stagnate. It's fluid, and it doesn't move from outside to inside through the conduits of plumbing learning. This second intelligence is a fountainhead from within you, moving out. My dear ones, you've already outgrown my shoes. You stand poised to create a better world for all of us. You do not need to fill anyone's shoes but your own. I have complete faith that within each of you is the transformational leader the world needs. Stretch your stuff. With love and best wishes for your future, Miss Hinson.